This is by the county executive appointing the emergency management coordinator, and we have Sarah Street to speak on this. So feel free to take the mic.
Evening. So I think most of you are familiar with Lorenzo Santos. He was originally hired July 31st of 2023 as the Deputy Emergency Management Coordinator. And he has been serving as interim Emergency Management Coordinator since Alex Freeman's departure. I included a report that includes a lot of Lorenzo's background and experience. And he is unable to be here in person tonight, but will be joining us virtually. He has a class every Tuesday night and he has to attend. So he's attending virtually tonight. So is he on right now, John? He's not. Okay. Have you heard anything? Okay.
Well, Sarah, maybe I'll just jump in for a moment. The one thing I'll just add to the committee, we have at Government Services, we often have the constitutional offices come before us and speak, and sometimes it's the offshoots of those. And so we've had emergency management come before us. Alex was before us with Santos at the time, if the committee remembers. And before Alex's departure from the county, I spoke with him, and he did speak very highly in the capabilities of Lorenzo for this position. So it was recommended, and I thought Alex was absolutely phenomenal, knew emergency management so well. So that recommendation, I think, is very high and holds a lot of merit. So for me, it's an absolute voting in favor, and I would encourage the committee as well.
And I can tell you a little bit about the recruitment. So the job posting, when it was put out there, we had over 200 and over 2,000 clicks on the actual job posting. We had 30 individuals that applied and then 9 people that received some kind of engagement through a one-way interview, video interview. And then we had 4 in-person interviews. When we had the in-person interviews, we did have 1 withdrawal, and that's how we ended up landing on wanting to extend an offer to Lorenzo.
Well, thank you. I think it's okay. I feel pretty confident in moving forward, even if Lorenzo can't get on now. If he joins us, this does come before our government or county board. So he'll have the opportunity to speak. And if not now, he'll be back before Government Services as in his new role.
What he had shared with me, so he's working right now on getting a second master's degree. And he does have to attend in-person class every Tuesday night. And he had missed a couple weeks ago for a FEMA training that he was out of town for. So I knew that he said the attendance of his class was really important. So that might be part of what's going on tonight.
That's quite all right. I don't think it takes away from his ability to do the job. So with that, anyone from Government Services, do you have any comments, questions at this time? And if you do not, this is an actionable item. So it needs a motion.
Motion to approve, Madam Chair.
A motion and second. Did you have a comment or you were?
No, I was going to make a motion.
Wow, we all are in support. That's wonderful. Okay, so with no comments or additions, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. It passes, and we've exhausted our agenda, so the meeting for Government Services is adjourned.
Okay, good evening and welcome. We're going to call the meeting of the Racine County Board of Supervisors for Tuesday, February 11th of 2025 at 6:31. My name is Scott Meyer. I'm the Vice Chair of the county and I'll be presiding tonight and filling in for Chairman Kramer. And first item up, we will call the roll. Have the clerk call the roll for attendance, please.
Supervisor Spencer, Wishaw, and Chairman Kramer are excused this evening. And Supervisor Horth is joining us virtually, and we are intending for Supervisor Kelly and Supervisor Nielsen to also join us virtually this evening, so we will watch for them to come in.
All right, thank you. And as customary with this body, we start the opening meeting with a prayer, and tonight I'm going to lead us in prayer, so we can stand for a moment, please. Okay. Heavenly Father, we come before you today in humility and faith. We thank you for all you have given us and the many blessings in our lives. We ask you for your guidance and strength. Show us the way and fill us with courage and wisdom. Help us to remember your love and grace and to be faithful in our service to you. Give us the patience and understanding to face life's challenges with grace, and we ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
And now the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 4 on the agenda is public comment pursuant to section 2-71 of the Racine County Court of Ordinances. Each speaker shall be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes to speak. Supervisor Trotter here will be doing the timing, and we'll try to give you a notice at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So the people that have filled out applications to speak, the first one is Dale Gorky, speaking in on the town of Waterford police situation. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the Racine County Board of Supervisors. My name is Dale Garkey. I've been a supervisor in the town of Waterford for the past 33 years. The past year has been the most contentious in all that time. We have a town board that is divided on the issue of town policing. We have 2 board members who want to eliminate our town police department and 3 members who want to save it. Because my wife has been a police and court clerk for more than 40 years and the sheriff's department proposed contract would eliminate the police part of her position, I have to recuse myself from voting on the matter. The town board has had several meetings to discuss policing options for the town, including meetings on December 23rd and 30th, which had crowds of over 100 people each night, the largest turnouts I can recall in any of the time on my town board. On both nights, citizens were asked if they supported staying with our police department. On both evenings, only 2 citizens raised their hands in favor of going with the sheriff's department. The rest favored staying with the town of Waterford. I'm going to have to cut this short here because I know I'm not going to run out of time. There was a special meeting held on January 20th. One of our supervisors had to leave early for a school board meeting. There was an item on the agenda, discussion and possible action regarding police options. 5 days earlier, the police situation had been settled where a committee would be set up to study whether to stay with the town or go with the sheriff's department. Instead, the supervisor made a motion to enter into a 5-year contract with the Racine County Sheriff's Department. A vote was taken with 2 yes votes, an abstention from me, and a no vote from another supervisor. I left the meeting feeling that the vote had failed as the previous 2 yes vote had failed on another time. The next morning, I was contacted by citizens telling me that the vote had passed. I contacted our attorney later in the day. He confirmed that the vote was technically legal. While it might have been technically legal, I feel it was a betrayal of the January 15th board decision. If this vote is allowed to stand, 2 board members, a majority of a 5-person board, on an apparently legal but questionable vote, in my opinion, are able to destroy our nearly 50-year-old police department, break our contract with the village of Waterford, destroy the careers of our remaining dedicated police officers, and betray the citizens of the town of Waterford who came out in record numbers to show their support for keeping our local police department.
30 seconds.
And it's a sad day in the town. We don't know where the contract is at. We're told it's being written. I'm not telling the County Board of Supervisors how to vote on this matter if it comes before you, but I would ask you to hold off putting this matter on a county board agenda until after the spring election. at last Thursday's candidate forum held at Bruno's. All but 6 candidates for chair and supervisor who attended spoke in favor of keeping our local department. I hope the county board will allow this issue to be settled by the town and village officials when the new boards are sworn in and seated. In my opinion, a matter of this magnitude should not be decided by a 2-vote minority of the town board, signed by the chairperson, or rushed through the county board for approval. Thank you for allowing me to speak on this important issue.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Jenny Trick, and she wants to speak on Discover Wisconsin.
Right. Good evening, everybody. I'm here tonight to voice my support to engage Discover Wisconsin for their campaign that will feature Racine County's many attractions, its local businesses, arts and culture, restaurants, beaches, and trails. The quality of their product is exceptional, and their brand and their promotional capabilities are equal, and they will reach many wide audiences. Many of you may know that in 2018, our organization, RCDC, and Racine County partnered to develop the Greater Racine County website, which has a similar goal, which is to promote Racine County, its communities, its neighborhoods, recent talent relocations, articles, pictures, and videos. Through this effort, our goal is to just simply increase the awareness of what's special about Racine County, its many assets, and its employment opportunities. If Racine County does go forward in engaging Discover Wisconsin, we do believe there's great collaboration between our organization, Racine County, and this effort, and we'll be happy to share resources, make connections, and more. So thank you for considering this.
Thank you, Jenny. All right, up next, we have Joshua Kuhn. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you. I'm here to talk about the town of Waterford Police Department as well. The town of Waterford has been plagued by investigations by police misconduct, officers resigning before investigations could be completed, and or in one case, a command staff officer sued the town to not be able to release his records. There will be a desire for others to quit the department to not risk exposure of their own infractions or inappropriate misconduct. The Racine County Sheriff's Department was requested to investigate along with the Kenosha County Sheriff's Department. The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department did not find a criminal element, though our own Racine County Sheriff's Department did. Quote, facts surrounding police officer Schweitzer's actions fit the element of Wisconsin statute 946.12 sub 4, see Wisconsin Jury Instruction 1733 misconduct in public office by false entry, return, certificate, report, or statement, end quote, along with 8 different policy violations, and this is just for one officer. Imagine what we would have found if an investigation on all the other officers could have been completed. This misconduct and as a flagrant disregard for state statutes is reflective of the issues of the Waterford PD. Despite these egregious repeated violations, the same town supervisors who are privy to the infractions and investigations before the public were informed still supported these officers and the continuation of the Waterford Police Department, to the point that they themselves are now moving against the town's own attorney's advice, and now themselves have fully violated state statutes to advance their own personal narratives and the narratives of a few residents. Today, over a dozen complaints were filed against 3 town supervisors with the Wisconsin State Ethics Commission, as well as our own Racine County District Attorney for being in direct violation of open meetings laws and misconduct in public office. They last night held a meeting. The chair was absent in the meeting, and during that meeting, they motioned to suspend the rules of the meeting, and then took upon themselves to create a motion and then take action on the motion while suspending the rules. I respectfully ask the board that if they want to side with several who have worked tirelessly to move against progress and leave our community unprotected and appear to align with those so willing to break the laws themselves in public meetings, or if this body should allow the sheriff, our sheriff, to provide the services it is proposed. It is proposed and was approved by the town board correctly. It was approved in a meeting. It was properly put on notice. The public had notice of it, and they were able to, it was properly noticed. The continuation of delays, and as I understand by this board, are noted and are being reflected throughout the Waterford area and the county. The village and the township will be without county leadership in regards to the sheriff's department leading the few officers that remain. I respectfully ask the board to allow the sheriff's contract to move forward without any further delay. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have Robert Ulander, and speaking in regards to public safety and Waterford and Racine County.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to address you this evening. First and foremost, the issues that the Waterford Police Department is facing is one of public safety. The department has been devastated, as you just heard, by allegations of misconduct, investigations into that misconduct, officers, the command structure, all for the most part leaving prior to the conclusions of the investigations, so that there wasn't a final determination on their record as reported to the Department of Justice and the ACADA system. So I'm asking you, as you just were asked, to proceed with this contract with the Sheriff's Department, because it is first and foremost about our public safety on the West End. We need to have competent, capable, trustworthy law enforcement patrolling our streets, not just for the community in Waterford, but we have a number of highways that come in from Waukesha, Walworth counties, Milwaukee County, that do affect the entire rest of Racine County. Secondarily, this is one of a fiduciary responsibility. I should mention that I'm also a board member, and I'm one of those that is unashamedly asking for the support from the county in this matter, because it is also a fiduciary responsibility. The amount of money that we could save by contracting with the Sheriff's Department, even after you factor in overhead and other expenses, is still north of $500,000 in taxpayer savings. It does not make any sense from a public safety standpoint or a public taxpayer standpoint to continue with a local police department that is so collapsed under the weight of all of these investigations from their own misconduct. Most of what was found was actually from internal complaints filed by officers against their supervisors and their colleagues. These were not things that the board went looking for. These were things that were brought to us and required action. Things like retaliation, things like harassment. You can't leave supervisors in positions of authority when you have complaints such as these. And so we had to act. The Racine County Sheriff's Department, with the lieutenant that we've had working out there, he has been fantastic.
30 seconds.
Thank you. And that support that we've gotten from them has been invaluable. And I ask for additional support. We are not looking to get rid of the Waterford Police Department. From people that I've spoken to who are familiar with our predicament and going forward, it is a 2 to 3 year process to get our police department back up to where it would need to be to return to the functions prior to these allegations coming to light. So we need this time with the Sheriff's Department in there providing us the public safety so that we can do what's necessary moving forward. A committee is forward looking. It is not in action today. We need police in there today that are ready to take over, and that's the county sheriff. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Donna Fearing. She wants to speak on Discover Wisconsin. Welcome, Donna.
All right, good evening. My name is Donna Fearing. I'm Executive Director of Explore Waterford, and I'm here tonight to speak about the potential partnership between Racine County and Discover Wisconsin, which I view as an absolute fantastic investment in our region's future. Showcasing our communities, businesses, and natural beauty on a widely recognized platform such as Discover Wisconsin will attract visitors, boost local businesses, and strengthen our economy. Tourism is a key driver of our economic growth, and this initiative will help put Racine County more on the map as a must-visit destination. I fully support this collaboration as a strategic step towards long-term prosperity for our businesses and residents. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have Julie Hubbard, and she would like to speak about Discover Wisconsin. Welcome, Julie.
Well, welcome. Thank you. And thank you guys all for what you're doing. This is my first time in this building, so certainly is neat to see. My name is Julie Hubbard. I'm actually the Executive Director for the Greater Union Grove Area Chamber of Commerce. And I want to actually emphasize we are the Greater Union Grove area. Most people don't think of Union Grove as being a tourism chamber, because quite frankly, we're not. We, all of our funding comes from within our partnerships, our stakeholders, and we don't have any tourism money that comes into us because merely we don't have any hotels. However, what that doesn't mean is that we're not interested in tourism. And I'm here to speak in my support and on behalf of the 165 members, partners that we have in support of the Discover Wisconsin presentation, which you guys are going to get to see in just a little bit. Union Grove has a whole lot to offer, but we do emphasize that we are the greater Union Grove area and are interested in reaching out and bringing people into the southeastern part of Wisconsin because there's a lot that we have to offer. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Kathy DeChow Cross. She'd like to speak about the town of Waterford.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity. My name is Kathy Duco Cross, and I was born and raised in the Wind Lake area. My family has called Waterford home for, I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but it's been a long time. I'd like to talk to you this evening because I'm not sure that everybody has been informed as they should be. When we look at the current situation of our police department, you got to think, how did it start? The complaints from the officers came prior to 2023. Sorry, I'm not sick, just got a little bit of asthma. So looking at that, we had a previous police liaison, Supervisor Tim Zielinski. These all transpired during that time. We had a change in our town chairman, Terry Jandusa Nikolai, and Bob. Bob was appointed the police liaison. An officer came forward, and this is all, I believe it's on a recording. She had said that she had talked with the previous police liaison and no one did anything. That's a concern. So it was literally dropped in the lap of our new chair and the new police liaison. Investigations were had. What should also be noted is when it was brought, all 4 or 5 of the supervisors approved for an investigation. That's a concern. We need to look at where we came from to know where we're going. As a resident in that area, we know that with the officers, we didn't have enough. When we look at police suicides, our numbers are continuing to rise. How are we supporting our officers? How do we support their health and their well-being? We can't expect them to run 24/7. I support the sheriff's department. I always have. The other thing, I think it's a win-win. If you think about it, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but look at where we are with the police department today. Excuse me. How many police departments are struggling to find people who want to be cops? There's quite a few of them. And I know that because I talk to chiefs all the time. A couple of our supervisors seems to think that we can build a police department back. And I think what the email or response he said to me is several months.
30 seconds.
You and I both know that can't happen, but we need police department now. I apologize. We need the department now. The other thing is that we have a contract with the sheriff's department for 5 years. That gives us plenty of time for our committee to come up with a written plan. I would like to ask Supervisor Gerke or Supervisor Doug where the plan was. All they have given was lip service. I would also like to see why the complaints from the officers were not handled prior to 2023. That is why we are in the position we are today. So I ask you to please, we need Racine County right now. We do. And I appreciate your time. Thank you. And I swear I'm not sick. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next up, we have Terry Nikolai. And her topic is Racine County Sheriff's Department and Town of Waterford. Welcome, Terry.
Good evening. I'm Terry Nicolai, the chairman of the town of Waterford. And we heard Supervisor Gerke come up here and tell us about what happened in December and January with little background about what's been happening the whole entire last year. I don't need to write anything because I've lived through it. It's been a living hell this whole last year. We have been through investigations, which were well-founded, brought on by police officers themselves against their supervisors. It's almost like once we started doing that, we opened up a whole can of worms and found out other things that we didn't know about. It was almost like every day we walked in and there was something new. After our two supervisors in the police department were gone and our chief had recently retired early, we understand now why he retired early, because there were things going on. Retired a few months early, our supervisors were gone. So because of that, I had asked Racine County Sheriff to come in and supervise, just so we have some stability in our department. They graciously did that for us. And while they were there, we were finding all sorts of things, just policy violations. And what it came down to was we found ourselves that we had a department that was a culture of not doing the right thing, a culture of not following policies, a culture of, sometimes laziness. I've talked to our DA numerous times who's been really frustrated sometimes about, trying to, get information from our officers who maybe just don't come down to do things that they're supposed to do. All of these things kind of came to us all at a head in the last 9 months or so. It has not been fun. It has been a very long time. We tried working our way through it. Some were investigated, some retired, some resigned. We had others that were just doing policy violations, and when they would get reprimanded, they would leave. We had some that just decided there was a critical incident in Waterford when there was an elderly lady that was missing at the end of July. One of our officers decided he was just done working and he wanted to leave. And he was getting reprimanded and he's like, forget this, I quit. I mean, it was just the kind of things that we were dealing with and finding out. So luckily we had a sheriff's lieutenant in there to kind of help us supervise. But what we found is, slowly our department was shrinking and shrinking. We did 3 different times, tried to let the PD try to heal itself and fix itself. We had talked about bringing in more deputies to help because we were low on staffing. And they said, no, we can find people, we can find these, I have a list of 13 people, one of the officers said, and he ended up with nothing. Another month and a half later, I said, we need to do something. We don't have enough officers on the street. Oh, we can do this. Let them try this. We tried 3 different things. Okay, this has been going on since last May. So we went through the whole summer. Our staff kept diminishing. We kept finding all these things that were never done correctly. Then when we finally decided, hey, maybe we can hire some people, what is the process of that, right? And going through that process, okay, there's the hiring, the background check, the training. Oh, then we found out that we had no training. We had no field training manual, no field training program. And as a matter of fact, I don't think any of our officers, but yet maybe one, was ever field trained. And this was huge.
Finish up, Terry.
I'm sorry?
Finish up, please.
Thank you.
You're past your time.
Okay. So anyways, we've been in this bad situation for quite some time, and all we want is to get some law enforcement in there that can take care of the citizens of the town of Waterford. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have MT Boyle, who wants to speak in support of Discover Wisconsin. MT, welcome.
Welcome. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so great to be here. I'm MT Boyle and I'm the executive director of Experience Burlington. And so for those of you who may not know me, I did have the privilege also to work at Racine County and with this board. So I'm not sure if I'm nervous or I have a little PTSD. I'm not sure. I'm kidding. But I do want to do a quick shout out to John because he's the best. And so anyway. So I'm here to support full-heartedly the proposal before you that you're going to hear tonight for Discover Wisconsin. And like Jenny said, she mentioned Greater Racine County. So for those of you who don't know me, I worked for 8 years closely with Jonathan Delagrave. And one thing that Jonathan knew is that tourism is not just about bringing people to your community. It's an economic driver. We want people to know that Racine County is not just a place to visit, but a place that they can stay, they can raise their family here, they can, have good schools, we have great jobs. So this is not just a proposal with Discover Wisconsin about bringing visitors, but it's also a proposal to, put Racine County more on the map than it is. So I had the privilege to work with Greater Racine County the website that they put together. That's something that I worked with. Also, that sweet little video that's on our website at Racine County, that's another one that Jonathan tasked me with, because he knew the more people that came to Racine County, the more people that would want to stay here and invest in this community. So this is a game changer. Last spring, I will do a little shout out to Casey, because there was a little bit of a short-term contract that they had with Discover Wisconsin. We were able to do the Cabin podcast. It was great. We really rocked it with the DRC executive director, which is a Downtown Racine Corporation. And we, were able to have a little fun talking about all the great things in Racine County. And I just would like to say, personally, so we do have room tax dollars. Room tax dollars is what goes into tourism. And I did meet personally with Discover Wisconsin as Experience Burlington. It is an organization that's so well known. It has a great reputation, very respected, great reach, and their contracts that they propose is just something that we were not able to afford. So the fact that we're doing this in collaboration as Racine County all together with the chambers that are all throughout this county is very, very exciting, because we were ready to collaborate. So I urge you to take a good listen today about what they're going to propose. And then in a couple of weeks, when you do have to vote, I really urge you to vote yes, because this is a game changer for our community. So I appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, that concluded the list that I had for people who signed up to speak. Is there anybody else who wishing to speak? Anybody else want to speak? All right, thank you. We'll move on. All right, item number 5 is a presentation on Discover Wisconsin. And at this time, we'll turn the floor to Director Otto and Director Richardson to see if they want to introduce our guest and bring us up to date with Discover Wisconsin. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. So as most of you are aware, Travis and I presented to the Finance Committee for the resolution to enter into a multi-year contract for Discover Wisconsin. You've heard a lot from the comments already tonight about the value that Discover Wisconsin brings. And we wanted to invite Discover Wisconsin Director Josh Osterman here to present on a little bit more detail about what the project would entail. And then just for everybody's edification, there will be first reading at the next county board meeting, with the second reading being March 11th. So we took this a little out of traditional order to give you time and consideration for this important resolution. I'll turn it over to Josh.
Hi, thank you, everybody. Really appreciate being here. This is a wonderful opportunity for Discover Wisconsin to be in front of the board. I was lucky enough in 2023 to be able to present to the same board about our partnership with Uniquely Wisconsin, which is a Wisconsin Counties Association initiative, and to give Racine County the credit. They were one of the first ones in the Uniquely Wisconsin campaign, and to this day we've now finished season 3, and your O&H Bakery highlighted video that we celebrated the Kringle and everything it means to Racine County is still the most watched streaming video Discover Wisconsin or Uniquely Wisconsin has ever released. So wonderful feedback. And there's a document here that I shared, the printed copies. I'm not going to go over it slide by slide. If there's a button, is there a button? Yeah, you can just hit advance. I'm not going to go over it basically in detail. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Very appreciative of the kind words by all the destinations, the chambers, and economic development. With our partnership on the Uniquely Wisconsin piece, we had to work with everybody from the county executive's office, the county executive's team. There was members of the county board. There was the destinations, the chambers, and everybody involved on coming up with the 3 great stories. And one of the ones that MT had referred to was, a wonderful story about how ARDA had worked with Burlington School District and, more STEM-based learning. And it's a really nice piece. And it's, Discover Wisconsin has always been about, tourism, but as we've entering our 38th year, we have really started to evolve into quality of life. It's the economic development, vision for the future, and tourism altogether. Because in our mind, tourism and economic development really go hand in hand. Because tourism dollars help local businesses. It's rooms tax, it's sales tax, it's shared revenue. It's bringing more people into the area. But we always like to say too, it's all about everybody to experience what the destinations are. So in this case, Racine County, it's not just about the people coming in and heads and beds and getting that. It's about your residents that currently live here that don't experience all that Racine County has to experience. So instead of deciding to go to Milwaukee for a night out, they can stay in Racine County, or go shopping in some of the boutique hotels or the boutique shops and experience the events downtown and in the wonderful communities that populate this county. So for us, as you can see, it's Uniquely Wisconsin was our most recent partnership with Racine County, Discover Wisconsin, longest running tourism series. But then there's a piece within the Discover Wisconsin campaign that we have here that will include Discover Media Works. So our parent company's name is Discover Media Works. Everybody knows us for Discover Wisconsin, but Discover Media Works is something where we do custom video campaigns. And, for instance, it's tomorrow we're filming for Visit Lake Geneva. If anybody who's watched the Visit Lake Geneva Donald Driver commercials that have been airing, that's us. And we just so happen to be filming a winter one tomorrow, and it's supposed to snow, so it's really great, except for the fact that he told us on Friday of last week that he doesn't ski, snowboard, nor does he want to learn. So we had to go out and find somebody that looked like Donald Driver, throw a helmet on it, and we were able to do it. So we're excited about what that's going to look like. So everything that you're going to see in this campaign has to do with those top 3 brands. We're going to use footage from the Uniquely Wisconsin piece. We're going to build out the campaign for Discover Wisconsin, and then there'll be some Discover Media Works custom pieces. And the goal behind this is to capture as much footage as we possibly can of all the great stories, whatever those stories may be. This is, the process goes, once we figure out what we want to do, then we'll figure out the content, and then it matches with what the county's vision is, what the destination's visions are, kind of a collaborative effort. And then we build out what that content looks like and when we film it and how we release it. But the goal is to be as economical as possible, is to get as much footage as we can and then maximize that footage. So what does that mean? A Discover Wisconsin episode we film for 4 to 6 days, but we will use 20 minutes of that content when it goes to broadcast. There's a ton of footage that ends up on the cutting room floor, and our goal is to be able to tell as many stories as we can utilizing that footage, and then share it with all the members of Racine County's team, whether it be the chambers, it be economic development, to really maximize the collaboration and the overall biggest cost, which is production. So it's trying to be respectful of the county's dollars that will be going into this process, is to maximize how much we can do. So you can flip that next one. So this is just basically, so when you think of Discover Wisconsin, it's television, podcast, social media, streaming. We've really grown over the last 38 years. We can flip the next one too. When you think of our audience on who is this going to reach, we're closing in on 400,000 social media followers, and there's still a broadcast piece. When some people think of broadcast, I was one, I'll be honest. I didn't know because I watch our own shows on YouTube and like when I'm doing that, but you know, I still hear all over the state from all our travels, I watch you on TV. And usually it's, you know, they'll throw out, oh, I saw you on PBS. Well, we're not on PBS, but we're, you know, you know, I've watched you and John McGivern, but you know, two different things, but it's always, people know the Discover Wisconsin brand, or they saw us, the Ishnala Del Bar episode, and now they want to go to the Dells and go eat at the supper club. So, you know, the broadcast piece is still really strong for us. In January of 2025, so I guess last month, we switched from WITI to WTMJ, and we're really excited about that change. You know, it was a good fit. So we're on 11 different affiliates on broadcast, but as you dive in and you can see the markets that we're in and the age demographics, this slide here is supposed to really kind of showcase there's a demographic fit for everybody. So those that listen to the podcast are a lot different than the ones that watch us on broadcast, which are a lot different than our meta platforms. And as you can see, the YouTube breakdown, if you're looking male, female, it's just a complete inverse of what you see on Facebook and Instagram. So everything that's designed in this campaign is essentially to be for everybody. We want to reach the you know, the young 18 to 25-year-olds that have an attention span that is shorter than those who are 40 or 50 or 60. And we also want to be able to build on the platforms of, there's podcast listeners who may not watch videos on YouTube. And so we want to capitalize on everybody that travels or even lives in this area, that might want to call this place home, that might want to open a business here, that might want to shop in any of the businesses. That's the goal of our campaigns. You can hit the next one too. So as you're going through in the back end, these are just our Reader's Digest versions of what a video definition is in our terms. I call it in a short, a mini, an episode every day. So to me, it makes sense. For you, this just gives you the, you know, the high level version of what that is. So you can hit the next one. And so the custom video piece, kind of the same thing, where it is, you know, that's, if we're going to be doing some social media reels and the B-roll and different commercials, building things out, you can hit it. Marketing definitions, again, a lot of stuff. Having grown from just the television audience, the fact that we now have as many things as we have, it can sometimes be overwhelming when we're sitting in a group like this, and I don't want to see you eyes glaze over. So that's why we just give you the Reader's Digest version, and we want to show you the campaign that we came up with and field some questions. So you can hit the next. When it comes to measuring results, because I know this is going to be an important piece for this board and residents of, you know, how are we impacting the communities? And this map to my left, but shows the amount of multi-year campaigns we're working with counties. So as we look at Walworth County, that's actually Lake Geneva. We entered into a contract with Oak Creek in Milwaukee County. So it's not Milwaukee County specifically, but it's the city of Oak Creek. But how we measure the results is through the Department of Tourism for the state of Wisconsin. They release the economic impact data for the growth. And the best part about it is that all 72 counties showed growth from 2022 to 2023. Now, what we looked at was the partners that we have under multi-year agreements. Are they above the average? Are they at average? Or are they below average? And for the last, from 2021 to 2022 and 2022 to 2023, 80% of our multi-year long-term partners are above the average for growth, for economic impact. And, you know, we're looking forward to, in the next couple of months, seeing the data that comes out from going from 23 to 24. So that's going to be some fun stuff to take a look at. That's just off of what Wisconsin Department of Tourism shows us. But then we also provide analytics when it comes to, you know, how many eyeballs are getting on this. And what's a really important number for me as you're looking at this, that Racine County, uniquely Wisconsin piece. These are, so 500,000 people watched your videos talking about, you know, the STEM program, RAM, and ONH Kringle. Like I said, ONH, that the story of the Kringle and what it means to the culture and the Danish culture here was a really well-received piece by the Discover Wisconsin audience. Again, that's the #1 video that we've ever released streaming wise, but as impressions are impressions, but what really is impactful for us is the social engagements, because that means that people are actually taking the time to either make a comment, they're sharing it, they're liking. And there was wonderful comments that made, we just grabbed 2 here, but those were off of YouTube. But the feedback from the videos that Racine County was a part of for Uniquely Wisconsin was overly positive on all platforms. So it was really neat to see how Racine County was received by our audience. So you can hit the next. So as we go to the next slide, basically what we wanted to do was to talk about the strategic partnership vision. I'm not going to read that. It's whimsical, so you can take the time to read that when you're going through your document. Essentially what it is like we want to show what makes Racine County special from the tourism side, whether it's going to North Beach or going to Wells Brothers and learning their story, going to some of the businesses, showing the events. We want to visit the trails. We want to go to the lake shore. We want to hit the museums and really showcase what is special about this, and then work with all the different communities to build a story that matches the vision for the county. The ways that we'll do that is through episodes, shorts, minis, all these different pieces. And so if you go to the next one, as you can see, it's a balanced campaign. And when we say it's a multi-year campaign, this is something where we want to build it out with an episode right off the bat. And why? To build out our library so we can maximize footage over the next few years, with peppering in some other filming days in 26 and 27 to backfill some more stuff if there's new events, if the communities are ready to tell different stories. And then there's marketing that's attached to every one of these videos. So it's a well-balanced piece. And one of the things we always look at too when we're talking with counties or we're talking with municipalities on building out a campaign, you want to have the right message, and you want to mix it in the right platforms and it consistently, but not overwhelming. Because the best part about what Discover Wisconsin is the majority of the people out there have no idea that it costs money. They just think that we're coming and we're sharing a community with our audience. And we love that because it doesn't come across that way when our story is being told. It's not an infomercial, and we don't want it to be that. But for us, it's a nice balance of how can we manage the stories to go over a 4-year span without making it too heavy in one area so people start to think and they get overdone and it becomes white noise. So from our experience on multi-year campaigns, working with counties or municipalities, a nice balanced approach as we have laid out here is the best and most economical way to move forward. So I'll open it up for questions, but again, there's a document there if you have time to digest all of the different pieces of the campaign. Feel free to reach out to me and ask any questions, and we have more detailed pieces as well. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Josh. Question, Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Josh. I'm a big fan of Discover Wisconsin. And was delighted to hear that the Kringle video is the #1 viewed. But on that, and I'm interested, I'm very pleased that you have some specifics in here. But do you know how many times the Kringle piece has been viewed?
Yes, I mean it was over 300,000 times. Yeah. We are now working directly with O&H and on a partnership because of how successful it was for them. So
okay, and then if we could look at that audience profile page, you have followers for Facebook and Instagrams, but do you have any data on how many times people are looking at you on those 2 sites?
we do, not off the top of my head. So each post that we do, we have a strategic marketing plan that we roll out. So if people follow us, they see the Cabin Podcast drops a new episode on Tuesdays. And that'll go on our Instagram platform and it'll go on Facebook. And so we'll have number of views that go there. We'll have engagement on Fridays and Sundays or when shorts drop. And so it depends on what content on what days, but overall, we can give you an annual basis of how many views, how many impressions we get.
Yeah, maybe if you could send that to Hope and then she could share that with us. And then just one final one, you say on YouTube, 5,800,000 views. Over what time period was that?
2012. So we've done about 1,400 videos.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? Supervisor Shakur.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Question in regards to the this campaign investment, 420,000, 105 per year.
Mhm.
Of the monies that you raise, where is the big bulk of the money come from?
Production days.
Advertising? Oh,
It's the majority of it is production days. The pieces that are in there that match that are the closest to match the production cost would be the advertising on the show because it's across 11 affiliates across the Midwest. So, yep.
Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks, Josh. Excellent presentation. As you know, and you displayed here, this is a county of innovation over the last 150, 200 years. And I know it's a county board with a lot of great ideas. Where do we go with those ideas? Do we contact you, listen? Oh, we go to Hope, right? She's raising her hand back here. I mean, you know, we had that Kringle, then we had the Ram, and I forgot, I didn't mark what the third one
The
was.
Ardagh glass.
The what?
The Ardagh glass company.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm looking for ideas from this board and from the community to come out and say, let's do this for you, because it is the city, county of innovation. As we know, how many things have we done in this county in that period of time?
Right.
I can't think of them all. So Hope is the person, correct? That'd be a great idea. Great. Thanks, Josh. And thanks, Hope and Travis.
Supervisor Rossi.
Thank you, Chairman. Question, how do you benchmark this to determine effectiveness? For example, if you do an advertising campaign that focuses on a certain municipality, how do you verify that the results you're seeing are the result of the advertising campaign or marketing campaign and not just some sort of local economic situation?
It's hard to do. To be honest, it's one where we can do the content, we can provide it to the audience absorbs it, views it, and then it comes down to the data that comes in that's incorporating everything. So to separate it and say it's because of Discover Wisconsin, we can't do that. Let's say Lincoln County, for example, they entered into a tourism-focused campaign with us for Merrill, Gleason, Tomahawk, and same question was raised. The data that we were able to provide is what the state provides on their economic impact of a countywide. So it's not broken down just into the individual cities. So what they did is they worked with a company, which we don't offer those services, but they worked with a company that is similar to what the state of Wisconsin, like what Travel Wisconsin uses or Discover Green Bay. They'll monitor phones of where they're coming from, how long they stay, where they are at, what are they spending. So you can see that direct piece, but that's something that the county would have to jump into on their own.
Follow up to that then. Has there ever been a situation where that has been done under a program that you've initiated so that we could see some of that data?
That we've initiated? No, the only ones that we've worked on. So Lake Geneva is a partnership that we've had for a long time. The former Secretary of Tourism, Stephanie Klett, was also one of our former hosts, and now she's the president of Visit Lake Geneva. So she has partnered with people to monitor that, not through us, but just on per own. And I'd be happy to connect you and so you guys can talk and see how that works.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman.
Yep.
Supervisors attending online, is there any questions that you may have?
No, thank you.
Not at this point, thank you.
All right, any other questions? All right, thank you, Josh. I'm
Okay.
sure with this group, they'll be reaching out to Director Otto with some questions and ideas, and we have time to prepare here before the vote. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right, item number 6, reading of the minutes of the previous meeting, which is automatically waived unless requested by the majority of the members present. Not seeing any. Item number 7, resolution and ordinances referred to committees.
There are none.
Item 8, introduction of resolution and ordinances for first reading and referral.
Resolution number 2024-88 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing a 5-year lease for vehicles with Doring Fleet Management for 7 vehicles for the Human Services Department. And resolution number 2024-89 by Finance and Human Resources Committee denying the property damage claim of Earl Tucker.
All right, let's move on to communications and claims.
Number 1, public comment from Daniel Egan regarding the Waterford Town Board. Number 2, public comment from Robert Ulander regarding the Town of Waterford Police Department. And number 3, public comments from Terry Nicolai regarding the Town of Waterford Police Department.
Items number 1 through 3 were received and filed in the county clerk's office.
And I will also share that all of these communications have already been forwarded to the county board supervisors. Number 4, disciplinary complaint against investigator Kristen Katchelmeyer from the Racine County Sheriff's Office.
Item number 4 was referred to the Racine County Grievance Committee and Corporation Council.
Number 5, information regarding solar farm ordinance from Corporation Council.
Item number 5 is referred to the Economic Development and Land Use Planning Committee.
Numbers 6 through 9 are claims, and communications number 10 through 26 are notifications from the United States Bankruptcy Court.
And items 6 through 26 are referred to the Finance and Human Resource Committee and Corporation Council.
Are there any requests for any of those?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Yes, Supervisor Horth.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to request number 5, please. And I'd also like to say thank you to Wendy for forwarding the information regarding the Waterford situation to all the supervisors in advance, giving us a chance to take a look at it. So many thanks and appreciate on that one, Wendy.
Thank you. Supervisor Shakur.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like number 4. May have some information on that, but number 4.
Okay, thank you. Supervisor Coleman.
Thank you, Chairman. 4, 6, and 7, please.
Okay. Supervisor Rossi.
Thank you, Chairman. 4.
Supervisor Pritzker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd also like number 4, please.
7.
Supervisor Kupelian.
7.
7. I would like to request number 5, please. Any other requests? Okay. Item number 11, standing committee reports containing recommendations on items referred. I'm
We
sorry.
have number,
Let's go.
none for number 11. We'll go back.
Well, let's move over to number 10. Sorry about that. Communications from the county executive.
The first 2 can be taken together. Report number 2024-46 by County Executive making appointments to the Housing Authority of Racine County Board of Commissioners. And report number 2024-47 by County Executive making an appointment to the Commission on Aging and Aging and Disability Resource Center Board.
Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In anticipation of expediting this, I spoke to our Health and Human Development Committee last evening, which had its regular meeting. Unfortunately, the timing did not allow these 2 reports to be on our agenda. So I informed the committee that I would be asking us to make a recommendation during this meeting. So I would like to read both reports. So the committee, the full board is aware, and the public are aware of who these appointments are. So the first one of 2024-46, there's a term of commissioners set to expire March 31st, and they are not seeking reappointment. So the county executive is appointing for a term to expire March 31st, 2030, Pamela Handrow. And I'll read the description. She is the Chief Financial Officer of the Women's Resource Center of Racine, bringing years of experience in nonprofit leadership, law, and social services. She holds a Juris Doctor from Chicago-Kent College of Law, a Master's in Library and Information Science from UW-Milwaukee, a Master's in Counseling Human Services Administration from Goddard College, and a Bachelor of Science in Sociology from UW-Stevens Point. Pamela has served as Executive Director of Bethany Apartments, the Women's Resource Center of Racine, and Safe Haven of Racine. She has also served on multiple boards, including Safe Haven, Girls Incorporated, and the Racine Revitalization Partnership. Deeply committed to her community, she looks forward to the opportunity to serve on the Housing Authority of Racine County. Then the other person is because a commissioner had resigned, and so the county executive is appointing for a term to expire March 31st, 2026, Amanda Roman. And she is the owner and CEO of Domina Consulting, a firm she founded in 2021 to support underserved businesses by providing access to critical resources and certifications. She holds a degree in classical archaeology, religion, and geospatial science from Carthage College in Kenosha. Amanda is deeply committed to her community and serves on multiple boards, including the Latino Chamber of Commerce of Southeastern Wisconsin, the Department of Workforce Development Southeast Board, and the City of Racine's Community Development Authority. Amanda's leadership in business development, contractor inclusion, and workforce equity will make her an incredible asset to the Housing Authority of Racine County, a board she is eager to serve on and contribute to through her expertise and dedication to the committee. So I'd ask the Health and Human Development Committee if you have a recommendation on these two appointments. Is there a motion to, okay, Supervisor Shakur has, from the committee, has moved to recommend approval. Is there a second from Supervisor Coleman? And is there any discussion from the committee? Hearing none, I will ask for a vote. All those in favor? On the committee, any opposed? So that is approved. Now that the committee has recommended, I would make a motion to the full board that these two nominees be confirmed.
Motion been made and seconded for report number 2024-46 for the appointments and reappointments for the Housing Authority. Any further discussion? If not, we'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Supervisor Miller,
Continuing, Mr. Chairman, for 2024-47, this is to an appointment to the Commission on Aging and Disability Resource. There's a vacancy, and to fill the vacancy, the county executive is appointing for a term to expire March 31st, 2028, Marilyn Blood. Marilyn is a longtime resident of Racine County, where she has lived for 44 years. She holds a master's degree in education and has extensive experience in marketing and public relations. Marilyn dedicated 11 years to working in marketing services at SC Johnson, where she also received in-house training in marketing and public relations. Additionally, she spent 4 years teaching business education classes at Gateway Technical College and 15 years teaching 6th grade. Now retired from SC Johnson, Marilyn has been actively involved in community service, having served on the Friends of the Wind Point Lighthouse Board of Directors for 25 years, the Racine Heritage Museum Board of Directors for 20 years, 4 of which she was board chair, and the Racine Literacy Council for 4 years. She is passionate about helping the Aging and Disability Resource Center make meaningful difference for the aging population in Racine County. So again, I ask the committee if you have a motion to recommend. Supervisor Shakur moves and Supervisor Coleman seconds. Is there any discussion from the committee? Hearing none on the motion to recommend approval, all in favor?
Aye.
On the committee, any opposed? That is recommended to the board, so I will therefore move for the board to confirm this nominee.
A motion seconded for report 2024-47. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, 2024 passes. Thank you. And then,
Next, we have report number 2024-52 by County Executive appointing the Emergency Management Coordinator.
Supervisor Kerpillion.
All righty, I'll make a motion to approve, and then I'll speak on the motion. Can we get a second? Okay. All right, thank you. So this appointment is for the Emergency Management Coordinator, as stated. Just for some background, this position has been vacant since the end of November in 2024 when Alex Freeman left. And this comes, I had spoke to Alex before leaving, and Lorenzo came highly recommended and said he's very well capable of carrying out the position of coordinator. He's been serving as interim during that time. Back in July, he was hired as our deputy emergency management coordinator. Just a little bit about Lorenzo Santos. He served on an active duty as a surface warfare officer in the United States Navy and continues his service in the Navy Reserves as an intelligence officer. He also has quite an extensive background with his schooling that he has taken. Some parts as he has a master's in professional studies in Homeland Security from George Washington University. I believe he's working on his master's right now. The committee had met just a few minutes prior to the county board meeting, and it was approved by Government Services. And at the time, we were hoping to get Lorenzo on, and he is now tuned in for this portion. So delightful for all those who are tuning into the county board. So maybe if you guys would allow me to open up the mic for Lorenzo to just introduce himself and maybe give a few words.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. How's everyone doing? Thank you for having me.
Lorenzo, would you like to share anything with the county board or how it's been in the last couple months since you've taken the interim position once Alex had left?
Yeah, absolutely. So since Alex has left, we continued to do the work that we were doing before. A lot of operations over the summer were things that everyone knew about because we were ensuring that we were supporting the RNC, making sure that we were helping all the agencies that were here and making sure that we were supporting folks that were in the county in that regard. We're also planning for future operations that we'll be having, future exercises potentially that we will be doing on a county level. We have been making sure that we have been getting the county mitigation plans adopted at the municipal level. So each municipality made sure that they had read and understand the mitigation plan so that they could adopt it, and it would be a countywide plan at that point. We've been continuing to make sure that we have a robust relationship with our planning facilities. Those are facilities that have hazardous materials, and making sure that the LEPC is prepared to support that as well. So in a lot of ways, we've been building on our capabilities. We've been building up communities active in disasters. So that's a lot of the community organizations that we've been working with to make sure that if there was any kind of issue throughout the county, various organizations are able to come together and support the community. These are organizations like your United Way, your Red Cross, your Salvation Army. So a lot of these things have, started under Alex's watch, and I intend to continue that great work and those great efforts to make sure that we are prepared for all hazards going forward.
Thank you. I just want to make just one statement and also an invitation, just as Alex, when he came before the county board, when he was appointed, I offered him an opportunity to come to government services and to speak more in depth in regards to what's going on with emergency management. And just to continue on that, and so I do offer that to you as well, Lorenzo. So maybe we'll have to work something out in the calendar. But I actually have received a couple emails in regards to emergency management, which is such a rarity for me to actually get as a county supervisor. I haven't for all the years that I have been on here. But, and one in particular actually was a message and a bit more of a panic and worried about the state of affairs going on throughout the nation and how safe are we and what is our plan with emergency management. So, moving forward, just somebody who's just following the things happening at the federal level. So not necessarily asking you to speak on it, but maybe that's something you can draw up and for citizens to kind of get involved with what you have going on in the emergency management department for the county.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a motion and a second.
Mr. Chairman.
Supervisor Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We are considering a man of immense talents. He certainly has a stellar resume. In fact, that's possibly the best resume I've seen in all my times on the county board. And I'm deeply grateful for Mr. Santos's service to our country. I serve on the local emergency planning committee, and I can say that Lorenzo has admirably stepped up and filled the shoes of Alex, and I think we're in really good hands. That being said, I guess I would describe him as a man on the move. We know he sought political office twice last year, and to his credit, I commend him for that. But I guess I'm just a little curious, and no one can be held to knowing exactly what's in your future, but do you plan to be with us for a little while at least?
Absolutely. It's a distinct honor and pleasure to be able to serve in this capacity and to be able to make sure that we're keeping the community safe and to work with the immensely talented folks that I get to work with each and every day. So, my priority is making sure that we continue to make sure that Racine County is, prepared for any kind of hazard. We're able to prepare for those hazards. We can respond to them. And if anything were to occur, we would be in a position to recover from very quickly anything that came our way. And I look forward to continuing to build the relationships that I've already started to form and to grow on the great work and progress that we've already got underway.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If there is other discussion, I'll call the question. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, confirmed. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, since I inadvertently jumped ahead to number 11, we will now move on to number 12 for a second reading of resolutions and ordinances.
We have nothing on the agenda under majority vote, but we have a 2/3 majority. Resolution number 2024-87 by Finance and Human Resources Committee authorizing the acceptance of a Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection grant reimbursement to update the farmland preservation plan and transfer of $30,000 within the 2025 capital budget.
Second.
Okay, we have a second. Supervisor Trotter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This request for the from the Land Resource Manager, Chad Sampson, who is present with us tonight, is the final piece of a reimbursement of $30,000 to the county in the form of a grant for the from the Wisconsin Department of Agricultural Trade Protection and Consumer Protection. The study, which was completed by Sewer PAC, has now updated the farmland preservation plan for the next 10 years. This is now consistent within Racine County's comprehensive plan. And Chad is here, should anybody have any questions in regards to this study. Do I see any on the floor? Seeing none, I know we have a first and a second.
And this is a 2/3 vote, so we'll have to sign in. So if John can help us get signed in with our clickers to sign in. So have to sign in first and then we will call the vote. Show two.
Okay, we can move forward. Supervisor Nielsen, how do you vote?
Yes.
Supervisor Horth, how do you vote?
Yes.
Thank you. Oh, there we go. All have voted. Motion carries unanimously.
Good. All right, thank you. All right, item number 13, reconsideration of resolutions and ordinances from previous meetings and or action on vetoes.
There are no items.
Item number 14, reconsideration of and or notice to intent to reconsider resolution and ordinances.
There's no notice to reconsider.
Item number 15, informational reports.
Report number 2024-48 by Finance and Human Resources Committee submitting investment report for the fourth quarter year 2024 by the Racine County Finance Manager. Report number 2024-49 by Finance and Human Resources Committee announcing donations made to Racine County between October 1st of 2024 and December 31st of 2024. Report number 2024-50 by Finance and Human Resources Committee announcing grant applications applied for by Racine County between October 1st, 2024 and December 31st, 2024. And report number 2024-51 by Finance and Human Resources Committee submitting emergency procurement report for the year 2024 by the Racine County Purchasing Manager.
All right, item number 16, miscellaneous business announcements and oral reports. Everybody have anything they want to share? All right, seeing none. We are adjourned. Thank you all and drive safely tomorrow.